That's right. Today is Thursday, and it's a beautiful day in the neighborhood. A beautiful day to go outside and do some stuff. So make sure you get out today and do some stuff. Happy birthday to these celebrities that share a birthday with all of you that have a birthday today as well. Singer Alessia Cara turns 28. Rapper Lil' Kim hits the big 5-0. Actress Lisa Rinna is 61. Rockstar Richie Sambora is 65, and football player Joey Bosa turns 29, and a very, very, very huge, big happy birthday shout out to my granddog. That's why I said granddog, Athena. Happy birthday to her too, and I hope everybody has an amazing birthday today and this whole weekend. Couple of big ones for tomorrow, since I won't be on the air on Friday. Brock Lesnar, Michelle Rodriguez, and Sami Zayn all have birthdays tomorrow, and it would have also been the birthday of Eddie Murphy's brother, Charlie Murphy. So, yeah, those are the big ones for tomorrow. But hopefully everybody had a great week, and let's wind the week down with some fun talk today. We're going to talk about NFL training camps and when they open. It all starts next week. This is it. Football season is officially going to be here, and it's upon us now, and I think everybody's excited. Big news in the wrestling world. I'll go into that in a little bit, too. We've got a little entertainment to talk about today. Despicable Me 4 came out last week. Where did it rank in the box office rankings? We'll find out in a little bit, but let's go into some NFL news. All right, so as everybody knows, NFL training camps open up in the next few weeks. Now, rookies report between July 16th and the 24th, and veteran players have to report between July 17th and July 24th. So here we go. Here's all the teams and when they report. So if it's a team that you love, you'll know when to go check out their training camps. All right, so Arizona Cardinals, rookies report July 23rd, and so do the veterans. Atlanta Falcons, both rookies and veterans report July 24th. The Baltimore Ravens, they report July 13th for the rookies, which I believe is Saturday. Yeah, that's Saturday. And the veterans report a week later on July 20th. Buffalo Bills, they have theirs, rookies reporting July 16th, and vets come in July 23rd. Carolina Panthers, July 19th for rookies, July 23rd for the veterans. My hometown Chicago Bears, July 16th is when rookies report, and July 19th is when your veterans come in. So next week already, Monday, is that Monday or Tuesday, I believe, of next week? And then Saturday, so that's pretty cool. I'm ready. Let's see, Cincinnati Bengals, July 20th for rooks. July 23rd for the veterans. Cleveland Browns, July 22nd for rookies. And then the 23rd, the next day, for veterans. Dallas Cowboys, both your rookies and veterans come in on the 24th. Denver Broncos, you have rookies coming in July 17th. And then you've got your veterans coming in July 23rd. Detroit Lions, you're reporting July 20th for the rookies and the 23rd for veterans. The Green Bay Fudge Packers, July 17th for the rookies and July 21st for the veterans. Houston Texans, July 17th for both. Indianapolis Colts, July 24th for both. Jacksonville Jaguars, you've got July 19th for Rooks and the 23rd for the Vets. Kansas City Chiefs, you will see your rookies on July 16th, and Patrick Mahomes and Travis Kelce will report on July 20th. Las Vegas Raiders, you will see training camp open for rookies on the 21st, the 23rd for Vets. Los Angeles Chargers, 16th for rookies, 23rd for the veterans. The Rams of Los Angeles, the 23rd for the rookies and for the veterans. Miami Dolphins, July 16th for the rookies, July 23rd for the vets. Minnesota Vikings, you will report your rookies on the 21st, and the 23rd will be, of course, your veterans. New England Patriots, the 19th for rookies and the 23rd for vets. New Orleans Saints, July 16th will be, okay, so here, New Orleans Saints and the New York Giants. July 16th for your rookies, and for both those teams, July 23rd for their veterans. New York Jets, July 18th for rookies, July 23rd for vets. Philadelphia Eagles, the 23rd for both. Pittsburgh Steelers, the 24th for both. San Francisco 49ers, the 16th of July is your rookies. Veterans will come in the 23rd. Seattle Seahawks, 17th for the rookies and the 23rd for veterans. Tampa Bay Buccaneers, 1 day apart. Rookies July 22nd and the 23rd will be the veterans. Tennessee Titans, 23rd for both, and the Washington Commanders, finally, July 18th and July 23rd for the veterans. So that is your NFL training camps. Everybody's excited. Of course, the preseason kicks off. I believe it's August 1st. The Chicago Bears and Houston Texans will play in the Hall of Fame game. I'm excited because August 3rd, we'll get to see the induction of Steve McMichael. Which, I mean, Bears fans were excited to see Julius Peppers again in. We're excited for Devin Hester, but I think we're the most excited for Mongo because he deserves to be in the Hall of Fame. He deserved to be in there years ago, and I don't understand what took them so long to do it. They could have did it back when he was already, still healthy enough to be there and to make a speech. I am glad that they are doing it at, his house for him so he doesn't have to move. But, I was thinking about this the other day, and a couple of my buddies and coworkers were talking about this. This could be what he's holding out for. He knows he's getting in. It's almost here. We're literally weeks away. When they made the announcement, it was months. Now we're weeks away from it. And I think that Mongo is staying around and being here for that. I think once he gets the induction, hopefully this isn't true, but he may go happy at that point because he got what he wanted. He got to be in the Hall of Fame. That's what he's always wanted his whole life, was to make it into the NFL Hall of Fame, and now he's going to be able to do that. So hopefully, he's going to be in there, and we'll see what happens. All right, let's move on to a little bit of wrestling. That's right. Money in the Bank was last week, and wow, what a night all around. It was crazy. Let's go into it. All right, so we had an amazing wrestling show this week. Money in the Bank ticket sales. WWE Money in the Bank 2024 venue was the Scotiabank Arena in Toronto, Canada. WWE Money in the Bank 2024 tickets distributed. They sold 19,858 tickets with 0 remaining, which means they did a complete sellout. Here was the winners of the matches. Tiffany Stratton is new Tiffy in the Bank. She won the Women's Money in the Bank briefcase. Damian Priest defeated Seth Rollins and Drew McIntyre. I'll go into that in a second. Drew McIntyre did win the Money in the Bank briefcase. Sami Zayn defeated Braun Breaker to retain his Intercontinental Championship. Now, everybody says, okay, so, he won it, right? What does it mean, Andrew McIntyre? During the match, Drew McIntyre decides to cash in and make it a triple threat match. He waited till close to the end when both guys beat the hell out of each other, just like all Money in the Banks do. And he went down and he did his thing. Well, he was just about to go after Seth Rollins, and guess who came out? Like I predicted, CM Punk. CM Punk came out, beat the living crap out of Drew McIntyre in that match, took him completely out. Damian Priest goes on to win the match. So Drew McIntyre had a failed cash in. Crazy, crazy, crazy. And the Bloodline, of course, the new Bloodline defeated Cody Rhodes, Sami Zayn, and Randy Orton. Or not Sami Zayn. Randy Orton and Kevin Owens. Kevin Owens was there. His mom was in the hospital. She wasn't doing too good at the time. I haven't heard any new reports on it. They haven't reported that his mom passed away or anything, so she's probably still the same. I hope she gets better with whatever it is that she has. But yeah, he was there and he put on a great show, and it was a great match. Solo and them did that. The big story of the night, though, it wasn't Drew McIntyre winning the Money in the Bank. It wasn't Tiffany Stratton being the Tiffy in the Bank. And it wasn't Drew McIntyre being beat up by CM Punk and losing his spot. But the big news of the night was John Cena came out. Trish Stratus, of course, being from Toronto, was the special guest host of Money in the Bank. Did an amazing job. Trishy was just as beautiful as always, and solidifies why she was my crush in the Attitude Era. She came out like a couple matches in and said, "Oh, there's a special guest," and it was John Cena. He came out with a towel that said, "The final time is now." And I think everybody's heart dropped as soon as they saw that. He came to the ring and did what everybody was dreading that he was coming in the ring to do when they saw that towel, and he announced his retirement from wrestling. Now, his retirement was not immediately effective. He is going to wrestle in 2025. He explained this way better in his press conference that he did at the end of the show than he did while he was in the ring. In the ring, he said that the Royal Rumble would be his last Royal Rumble. He said that Elimination Chamber will be his last Elimination Chamber, and that WrestleMania will be his final match. Now, final WrestleMania. Now, what he didn't say in that, but he did say in the press conference, was that he will wrestle the entire year. He will be there for, of course, when WWE goes to Netflix. We all knew he would be. Okay? I mean, why would you not have John Cena there? I'm sure The Rock will be there. I'm sure a lot of big WWE former superstars will be in attendance for that first Raw. Okay? That's an amazing feat to go to Netflix and be able to do exactly what you want when you want. Yeah. So, honestly, I am ready for it. Netflix is going to be amazing. They're going to be able to get away with a lot more. And with SmackDown now moving to USA, they won't be blanking everything out the way they do on Fox. Fox has become terrible with that. Fox has become where I don't even want to watch SmackDown anymore. Because I know they're going to blank out people and they're going to go to a black screen and all this. It's stupid. It's dumb. We're all adults. Even if kids are watching, oh well. So they see a middle finger here and there. As a kid, we were watching the Attitude Era. Stone Cold Steve Austin giving the double bird to Vince McMahon and then giving him a Stone Cold Stunner. We don't care about a little bit of swearing, and we don't care about a middle finger. It ain't going to affect us. It doesn't matter. Just stop already. But my point is, it's going to be great seeing it on Netflix, and you know John Cena's going to be there. So his kickoff to this farewell tour for 2025 will be January 6th when they go to Netflix and switch over. He said his final will be in December. So he's going to basically do a 1-year finale for himself. He said he's already signed up for 30 or 40 dates. You got to figure there's 12 pay-per-views, like one a month. Sometimes there's an extra one here and there when they go to like Riyadh or any of those places. But I would love to see John Cena in his final run Do one of the things he's never done. He never won the Intercontinental title. I would love to see him win that. I would also like to see him maybe break Ric Flair's record if he's willing to do it and hit 17 world championships. And you could do that in the span of a year. And I would also like to see him win King of the Ring. Why not? Give everything major to Cena. He's leaving. He's going out the door. But yeah, I am really not sure what to do with this. Like, I'm looking at the picture right now with the towel that says the last time is now. And it's really sad. And the funny thing is, as soon as they released like him coming out, if you went to the website, that was already there. It was pretty crazy. But yeah, so I'm ready. I don't think I'm ready for it, but I'm ready for it. I knew this was eventually going to happen. John Cena is getting older. I knew eventually he was going to retire. I was just hoping it wasn't going to be that soon. But then again, it's not really that soon. So I saw this meme on Facebook, and it pretty much sums up what 2025 is going to be for wrestling. It says WWE will reach its ultimate peak in 2025. Raw will be on Netflix. John Cena's farewell tour with Cena possibly winning his 17th world title. Biggest match of all time, Rock and Roman at WrestleMania 41. Punk and Rollins rivalry, and Randy Orton and Cody Rhodes rivalry. I think it's going to be a great year for wrestling. I really do. I believe that. And I think everybody that watches wrestling believes it too. But yeah, so I am a little sad about it. But at the same time, we'll see what happens. Oh, I didn't get to do this while I was talking NFL. I wanted to go through this list really quick. And you let me know in an email or message me on one of my social medias. That's all at the bottom of here. Top 10 running backs in the NFL. See if you agree with this. Number 10 from the Jaguars, Travis Etienne. Number 9 from Baltimore, Derrick Henry. Number 8 from Detroit, Jahmyr Gibbs. Number 7 from Green Bay, Josh Jacobs. Number 6 from Atlanta, Bijan Robinson. Number 5 from the Colts, Jonathan Taylor. Number 4, this is still weird to say. Number 4 with Philadelphia, Saquon Barkley. Number 3 from the Browns, Nick Chubb. Number 2 from New York Jets, Breece Hall. And number 1 from San Francisco, Christian McCaffrey. Let me know if you agree with that, because I think there's a few that they could have left out. The Bears picked up a pretty decent one too, so I don't know. I don't know if I agree with that one, but we'll see what everybody agrees with. So let me know in the comments or email me and let me know what you think about that. All right, so let's move on to Monday Night Raw. Monday Night Raw, we saw the return of Mommy. That's right, Rhea Ripley's back, and she came right for Liv Morgan and Dominic. Dominic and Liv had a match together where they were tag teaming together, and they won their match, and they were the main event, of course. And here it goes. He fell on top of her, just like she pulls him down on her, and then they were about to kiss, and then boom, Rhea Ripley's music hit. And as soon as she started walking down, yep, she went right for Liv Morgan, chased her out of the arena, then came back and got in Dom's face. They end up walking off together. So we'll see where this is going to be now next Monday night on Raw. Of course, CM Punk and Seth Rollins went face-to-face with each other. Seth Rollins was mad that he screwed him out of the title shot because, according to the rules, if Seth Rollins lost the match, he could never have another shot at the world title as long as Damian Priest was the champion. So, I mean, we already know SummerSlam is going to be Gunther versus Damian Priest. They've already announced it. He won King of the Ring. He got his matchup at SummerSlam, so he will face off Damian Priest. So we already know the world title is set. Okay. The only thing I can think of is that, yes, they will possibly do the whole Seth Rollins. I don't know what they're going to do with this whole Drew McIntyre thing yet, because right now he's suspended. Will it be at SummerSlam? Is Punk cleared enough to wrestle at SummerSlam? We'll have to see what they end up doing with that. Let's move on to something else I found really quick. And this is, it will never happen. Okay, but just in case, here, I want to point this out. So, I don't believe this will ever happen, but there is a lot of steam going around that Shane McMahon could end up going over to AEW. Not necessarily to wrestle, but just for a run out there. Probably to stick it to Vince and Triple H for all the things that have happened. I can't necessarily see it happen, but there is rumors about him maybe starting a faction and bringing it over to AEW. If this happens, I guess it could be kind of cool in a way to see Shane there. But at the same time, does anybody really want Shane McMahon to be over there in AEW? I mean, he's not even getting great. I guess he obviously would get a good pop just because he's Shane McMahon. If he came into WWE, TNA, or he came into WWE, or AEW, he'd get a big pop no matter what. So here's some wrestlers that they could see him with. 8 current AEW stars who could join Shane McMahon's AEW faction. Number 8, Johnny TV and Taya Valkyrie. I don't really know who they are, but they look kind of cool, and so I could maybe see that. Number 7, Sammy Guevara. Now it says he's not appeared on AEW television since his match with Jeff Hardy on Rampage, which ended up being Jeff's final match in the company. Sammy was suspended following the match with no real updates on when he's going to make a return. So who better to make a return with than with Shane McMahon? Let's see. Who's number 6? Number 6, the Patriarchy, which is Christian Cage and all them. So it's already a family. And Shane could just join and just be like the veteran. I mean, Christian's a veteran too, but Shane is in his 50s. He's got wise ways. So I could see that happening. Let's go on to number 5. Takes forever. The Premier Athletes. Mark Sterling has had several clients during his AEW tenure, but most notably Jade Cargill during her undefeated TBS championship run. So I could see maybe Mark Sterling, say, being hired as Shane McMahon's lawyer, and the rest of the Premier Athletes being his stooges. Would be a fun dynamic. So yeah, I could see that. Let's move on to number 4, Brian Cage and Gates of Agony. They're already a stable, so why not add somebody like Shane as like a manager to them, a mentor, if you will. Let's move on. Let's see who else. Mercedes Moné. Sasha Banks, why not? She already knows Shane. I could see him coming down to the ring and being a manager to her. I guess after her match at Forbidden Door, he called her to find out about what she thinks of AEW. This is all rumors. We don't know if any of this is true. We don't know if any of this is going to happen. But if it did, I could see Sasha Banks, Mercedes Moné being with them. Why not? Ricky Starks comes in at number 2. He's been off for months, so you bring Ricky Starks and maybe Sammy Guevara. Why not? And then let's move on to the number 1 person. The Elite. There you go. Can you imagine? I mean, here. Vince McMahon's company, we all know, well, not Vince McMahon's company anymore, really. But WWE hates AEW. Shane McMahon was one of the founding members of the Big Attitude Era. Okay, he was in there. He knows what it's like to start a war. Could you imagine Shane McMahon teaming up with the Elite and just going to war with WWE? That would be amazing. I actually could see that, and that make me tune into AEW. And imagine the Tony Khan effect. If you had Tony Khan and Shane McMahon being like a Vince and Shane were back in the 90s, that'd be a kind of cool. And that might make people tune in. I may even watch some of it just to see where they go with it. So don't be shocked if one day you hear, here comes the money in AEW. It could happen. Shane McMahon is not a big fan of his dad. He's not a big fan of Triple H. I could see him stick it to them by joining AEW for a while, even if it's not for a long period of time, even if it's just to stick it to them for a little while and then leave. I could see it happening. So, I don't know, but we'll see what happens. Let's move on next. I haven't read this yet. I wanted to read it on the air instead of reading it first. Everybody knows I'm a big DeMar DeRozan fan. And I get why they're doing it. They're trying to rebuild younger, but I feel like you need veterans. But you're also holding a veteran like him down because you're at least a few years away from making it to anything major. DeMar DeRozan getting traded to Sacramento in a sign and trade. I wore my DeMar DeRozan jersey last night. I was very not happy about it, but I get where the Bulls are going with it. But I just wish they would have a real direction because I don't believe that they do. But he did write a letter to the Chicago Bulls fans and the organization, and here it is. He says, "And I say, Shy City, a thank you would be an understatement. The love, passion, and joy you filled me with for 3 seasons was a dream. It gave me a drive every night to return the feeling. To the entire organization, front office, coaching staff, and to everyone who worked in the United Center, I couldn't have asked for better people. To my teammates, we created a bond that'll last forever. Memories I'll never forget. I know the nightmares started already knowing you will face me in another jersey, but it will only be twice. Love and appreciation for everything, Chicago. DeMar DeRozan." Dalen Terry put a heart emoji. Zach LaVine wished him well by saying "my dog" with fingers crossed. I don't know what that means. I don't know if they're planning on maybe playing together somewhere else. He is in Sacramento right now. Zach LaVine, I don't think, is going to go anywhere yet because his contract is too big. But yeah, I was very not happy about that trade, but then again, I get it. But you also do need a scorer. And Zach LaVine is either injured or hot and cold. We don't know what's going to happen with Lonzo Ball. We don't know what's happening with Vukovic. He might be gone too. We don't know what's going on. This team, just like the Chicago White Sox, who are owned by the same person, have no direction. Just trade guys, bring in young guys, try that, let them go, bring in more. We've been rebuilding since 1999. We had a chance with Derrick Rose before he got hurt. And it's like we're rebuilding again. We get Zach LaVine, we bring in DeMar DeRozan, we get Lonzo Ball. Lonzo Ball, he balls out here. We start doing great. Everybody's like, oh man, we're first place. And then he gets hurt. Chicago, I swear, the Bulls are cursed since Michael Jordan left. I really believe that. But yeah, I just wanted to read that letter on the air because I didn't get to read it. I held it off because I didn't want to read it and then read it here. I wanted to do it just all in one because it's hard for me because I'm a big DeMar DeRozan fan. So for me to see him go, it sucks. But it is what it is. There's not much you can do about it. No big NHL news, no real big NBA news right now. Summer League started already. Next week I'll talk about the Olympics because the Olympics start the following week, I believe it is. What is this, July 11th? It starts the 26th. So yeah, the following week we'll talk about it. So next week we'll talk a little bit and then we'll start talking about every week after that. Training camps open for some places next week. So we'll talk about all that. And it's a crazy time in sports. Football is going to be back, and baseball is still in the thicket. All right, so being an Amazon worker, it would be remiss for me to not remind people that next week is Prime Day, which is every summer in July they do it, and it's 2 days. It's a 2-day sale, Tuesday and Wednesday. The 16th and the 17th. So, make sure, go on to Amazon, get your Prime ready, and go and shop till you drop. There'll be a lot of good sales, getting rid of a lot of stuff to make way for Christmas time. So, yeah, make sure you get your orders in and buy the things that you want to buy. I'm sure there's going to be a lot of good stuff on sale. So make sure you check it out. I haven't really looked at the early deals. I don't really buy anything much from Amazon that I don't need. So I just get what I need and when I want something. But yeah, so I didn't look up any of that stuff. But go check it out. They have the release of the early deals already on there. They even have stuff on sale, I believe, already this week. So make sure you check that out. So let's go into the entertainment section of this. CW and NBC announced their fall return dates already. It's that time. We're close to August, so they had to do it. So here we go. So far, CW's TV lineup. CW Fall TV, Monday night schedule, 8 p.m. Trivial Pursuit, 9 p.m. Scrabble. CW Fall TV for Tuesday night, 8 p.m. WWE NXT will debut on CW. That's right, WWE NXT will leave the USA Network and go there. Wednesday nights at 8 p.m. Sullivan's Crossing Season 2 and 9 p.m. Joan. Now remember, these are Eastern Time. So if you're on Central Time Zone, it would be an hour earlier. Thursday night schedule. Superman and Lois Season 4 at 8 p.m. and a new show at 9, The Librarians, The Next Chapter. Friday night schedule at 8 p.m. will be Whose Line Is It Anyway, Season 13, and 9 p.m. Inside the NFL Season 2. Saturday night schedule, CW Sports Saturday, and then for Sunday night, the CW Sunday Night Movie. So make sure you check all that out if you want to. A lot of good stuff coming to CW. It all starts around, I believe, September, October. It doesn't give actual dates of when it's starting. It just says what's going to be on in fall. So probably September or October. Okay, like Superman and Lois starts Thursday, October 17th. So everything's going to have their own dates. You'll know closer to that. I'll go over the final list probably like end of August for September and October. We'll go over that. All right, let's move on really quick to NBC. All right, so let's look at NBC now. And they actually have their dates of when these shows are starting, which is even better. But don't forget, obviously, we've got July 26th is the opening ceremonies for the Olympics. August 31st, Saturday, August 31st, 7 p.m. Big Ten Countdown season premiere. And 7:30 p.m. Big Ten football season premiere, which I believe, so there's going to be a football game maybe on NBC every Saturday night now. That's what it looks like. Looks like Big Ten. Thursday, September 5th, here it is, NFL Kickoff 2024. And then at 8:15, special night, Sunday Night Football season premiere. I don't know why they say it's a special night. They do it every year at that time. But yeah. That will be the Kansas City Chiefs and is it Baltimore in the first game? I believe we'll go over the schedule soon. Let's see. All right, so Sunday, September 8th, 7 p.m., Football Night in America season premiere. And then, of course, Sunday Night Football starts. Monday, September 23rd. 8 p.m. The Voice season 26 premiere, and then 10 p.m. Brilliant Minds season premiere. Brand new show. Series premiere. Tuesday, September 24th, America's Got Talent season 19 finale. That'll be a 2-hour one. Wednesday, September 25th, my favorite day. This is going to be awesome. It is Chicago Med season 10 premiere. At 8 p.m., 9 p.m. is Chicago Fire Season 13 premiere. And then 10 p.m., Chicago PD Season 12 premiere. Thursday, September 26th will be the People's Choice Awards. Friday, September 27th, the premiere of Dateline NBC. Tuesday, October 1st, at 10 p.m., the Irrational Season 2 premiere. Thursday, October 3rd, will be Law and Order Season 24 premiere. At 8 p.m., 9 p.m., Law and Order SVU Season 26 premiere. And 10 p.m., Found Season 2 premiere. Reminder, Law and Order Organized Crime is moving to Peacock. So you'll be able to see new episodes on Peacock when they premiere on there. Friday, October 18th, 8 p.m. is Happy's Place, a series premiere. I believe that's with Reba. Reba McEntire's in that. That looks good too. And then 8:30 p.m. that Friday night is Lopez versus Lopez Season 3 premiere. Tuesday, November 12th is St. Denis Medical series premiere, 2 episodes. And Tuesday, November 19th will be at 8:30 the Night Court Season 3 premiere. I'm glad that show keeps going. I'm excited. But there will be probably more shows announced because this seems like it's kind of light. So I'm sure they'll have a little bit more soon. I'll be going into more detail about the TV schedules in the next couple of weeks with everything. So we'll do that. Now let's move on. I want to backtrack for a minute because I found something that I wanted to talk about and it was in a different section. 2 possible spoiler match cards for 2 WWE upcoming events. So next month is SummerSlam. And they did a early SummerSlam. Well, it's August 3rd. So it's really not that far away. We got, 3 weeks left until August 3rd? So technically, yeah, it's like really, really close. In fact, I think that's 2 weeks away, 3 weeks away? So here we go. This is a match card, and I think a lot of these matches are going to happen. One for sure, Damian Priest and Gunther for the World Heavyweight title. Cody Rhodes and Solo Sikoa for the Undisputed WWE Championship. I could see that happening, and that is going to be your Roman Reigns return. He's going to come back, and he's going to cost Solo his chance of becoming the champion. Drew McIntyre, CM Punk with Seth Rollins as a special referee. I could see that. That would be a great way to get the feud keep going with him and Seth, and maybe possibly end the feud with Drew, or see where that goes. It's probably going to be a couple of things in there. Liv Morgan, the champion, versus Rhea Ripley for the Women's Championship. Definitely see that happening. It has to happen, and we're better placed at SummerSlam. Bayley and Nia Jax, we already knew. Nia Jax won the Queen of the Ring, and she gets an automatic title shot at SummerSlam, so we knew that. Logan Paul and LA Knight, please, this has to happen for the U.S. Championship. Sami Zayn versus Braun Breaker versus Ilja Dragunov versus Ludwig Kaiser in a fatal 4-way for the Intercontinental Championship. Where is Sheamus in that? Why wasn't he involved in that? But that's a pretty cool match, and I think that's when Braun Breaker will win the Intercontinental title. And then we got Randy Orton and Kevin Owens versus Tama Tonga and Jacob Fatu in a tornado tag match. I could see that. They are going to pull the trigger on Randy Orton and Cody, but it's not going to be for SummerSlam. They're still going to go with this Bloodline storyline thing. So, definitely, I can see that happening. You don't lose a match like that and then just be done. It's going to keep going. I got one to throw in last, but this one is the last one on here. Uncle Howdy and Chad Gable in a Firefly Funhouse match. That would be amazing. I could see that. One that's not on here that I think is going to happen. Tiffy in the Bank versus Trish Stratus. They already teased it. It's going to happen. And what better place than SummerSlam in Cleveland? That would be awesome. So, yeah, I could definitely see all happening. And we'll see. Now, here is another one. Now, this is way too soon, though, because this is until October. We got a long way to go. They announced on October 5th, my birthday, which is a Saturday this year, that there is going to be Bad Blood. They're bringing that pay-per-view back. So here's some early match predictions. Drew McIntyre and CM Punk Hell in a Cell. I could definitely see that. Liv Morgan and Rhea Ripley for the Women's World Championship at a Hell in a Cell match. That's the best way to keep people out. Roman Reigns with Paul Heyman versus Jacob Fatu with Solo Sikoa. I can see that. Roman, I think, is going to come back and be at more dates since he took some time off. And the Usos coming back together versus Tama Tonga and Tonga Loa. I could see that happening. Usos definitely are going to get back together and get into this Bloodline storyline. And this is going to lead into Survivor Series, which will be a War Games match with the new Bloodline versus the old Bloodline. Roman's going to bring back the Usos and a few other people with him to take on the Bloodline that's there now. And then they got Damian Priest and Finn Balor. But it doesn't say for the World Heavyweight title, so I don't know what they're thinking with that. But I could see all those matches happening. I mean, we're a little soon to really do that, but yeah, I could definitely see that happening. And I think those would be some really good matches. We'll see how true these become, but I think a lot of them will. All right, let's move on to the box office for last week, and let's see where everything ended up. All right, so number 10, The Fall Guy. Man, that movie is still going in there. Hasn't hit 100 million yet, but it's still going. In 10 weeks released, it did 871,000 at the box office last weekend. Total gross of $92 million. Number 9, The Bike Riders. Weekend gross did 1.3 million. It's done 20 million so far in 3 weeks. Number 8 was Kelky 2898 AD. Did 1.8 million last week, 7.3 million total gross in 2 weeks. Number 7 was The Sound of Hope, the story of Possum Trot. Did 3.1 million weekend gross and 7.7 million total gross in its first week. Number 6, Horizon, an American Saga Chapter 1. Weekend gross of 5.4 million. Did 23 million total gross in 2 weeks. Bad Boys Ride or Die, still in the top 10 or in the top 5. Did a weekend gross of 6.7 million, a weekend gross or a total gross of 179 million in the 5 weeks. This movie, Maxine, what is this? Did a weekend gross. It's Maxine with triple X highlighted. All right, we're gonna have to look this up. What is this about? It says in 1980s Hollywood, adult film star, that makes sense, and aspiring actress Maxine Minx finally gets her big break. But as a mysterious killer stalks the starlets of Hollywood, a trail of blood threatens to reveal her sinister past. Wow. That actually sounds really good. I don't know why, but it sounds really good. I would definitely see that movie. Who's the girl that plays Maxine? I don't even know. All right, well, it did pretty decent in the box office, it looks like. It's Charlie Rowan McCain, Simon Prest, and Mia Goth. I don't know. That's pretty crazy. Sounds good, though. But, yeah, so it did pretty good at the box office. It looks like 6.7 million for a weekend gross and total gross in its first week. Not too bad. Number 3, A Quiet Place Day 1. In its second week, did 21 million. It grossed 100 million altogether so far. Number 2, Inside Out 2, still going strong. 30 million last weekend, $544 million in 4 weeks. Jesus Lord, that's amazing. And number 1, everybody knew the Minions were going to take over. Despicable Me 4 did 75 million at the box office and a total gross of 147 million in its first week. So bravo to those 2 kids movies, doing great. Bad Boys still in the thicket in the top 5. It's a great time for movies. I did what I told everybody I was going to do. I watched it. Sunday night, me, my wife, and my mother-in-law sat down and we watched Beverly Hills Cop 4 Axel F. Amazing movie, and that's why it has set a 2024 record for Netflix following its debut. It has taken in a massive 41 million views in the first few days of release, becoming the biggest debut of the year for Netflix, ahead of previous record holder Damsel's 35.3 million that they did. So yes, that was an amazing movie. Oh my God. I had so much nostalgia on that movie from, I'm not going to give away spoilers because there's people who probably haven't seen it yet, but just everybody knows that Paul Reiser came back. All the originals came back. Gordon Joseph Levitt is in the movie. So he brings in that 90s nostalgia from like movies like 10 Things I Hate About You and all that. And then, of course, Eddie Murphy. Amazing job. For a guy who's like 63 years old, he moves. He was still moving. A lot of action, funny, and stuff like that. So definitely, I'm not going to give it away, but I gave it 5 stars. But I'm not going to give away anything in it because obviously some people haven't seen it yet. It's only been out a week. But definitely, if you didn't see it last weekend, sit down at home on a hot day this weekend in your air conditioner and watch Beverly Hills Cop 4 XLF. The new Eminem CD comes out, I believe, tomorrow. Let me see. It says Eminem unveils track list for the death of Slim Shady, Coup de Grace. And here it is. Comes out this Friday. So, yeah, definitely check it out. But here we go. 19 songs. Well, a couple skits, too, so not all songs. But here's the track list. Number 1, Renaissance. Number 2 will be Habits. Number 3, Trouble. Number 4, Brand New Dance. Number 5, Evil. Number 6, a skit, All You Got. Number 7, Lucifer. Number 8, Antichrist. Number 9, Fuel. Number 10, Road Rage. Number 11, Houdini. Number 12, Breaking News Skit. Oh, my Lord. Number 13, Guilty Conscience 2. Everybody remembers Guilty Conscience with him and Dr. Dre. I'm telling you now, Eminem is going back to Slim Shady for this whole album. And it's going to be amazing. People are going to want to cancel him, and he's just going to tell them to go F off. He don't care. Number 14, Head Honcho. Number 15, Temporary. Number 16, Bad One. Number 17 was the second single off the album, Toby, featuring Big Sean and Baby Tron. 18, Guess Who's Back skit. 19, Somebody Save Me. It says, one standout track that's bound to get longtime fans excited is Guilty Conscience 2, a sequel to the 1999 hit that featured Dr. Dre, with Dre having previously confirmed his involvement in M's latest project. Expectations are high for this fresh take on a classic collab. So, yes. Man, I'm telling you now. I'm excited. I can't wait. It's out July 12th. That's tomorrow, so make sure you check that out. Let's move on. Sad news in Hollywood today as actress Shelley Duvall passed away at the age of 75. She played Olive Oil in the Popeye movie from when I was a kid, and she was also in the movie The Shining. So very, very sad. 75. People obviously do pass away, but it's always sad when it's people that you grew up watching in TV and movies or music or athletes that you watch growing up. So that's always sad. But rest in peace to her, and this weekend, maybe go watch a Shelley Duvall movie. I'll give you a quick list of some of the movies she's been in. And it's amazing to see, but she was actually acting as of 2023. She did a movie called The Forest Hills where she played Mama in it. She's been in a lot of stuff. Home Fries, Casper Meets Wendy, Rocket Man. She was uncredited in that one. I'm just giving you guys some movies with her in it if you want to see things that she's done. She was in an episode of Frasier. Let's see. Suburban Commando. That was one of my favorites with Hulk Hogan. And Christopher Lloyd was in there. That was a good movie. Definitely check that one out. Let's see. She was in the TV series in an episode of The Twilight Zone. Time Bandits, Popeye. She played Olive Oil. Let's see. Beretta. She was in some good stuff. Thieves Like Us. And, of course, she was in The Shining. So, definitely go check. Oh, Annie Hall, too, she was in. So make sure you go check some of those out this weekend if you were a fan of Shelley Duvall. Rest in peace to her. But, yeah, really, really sad. That's it. that's pretty much it for the show today. Nothing else to talk about. We've got stuff to talk about next week, though. Training camps will officially be open for rookies, so we'll talk a little bit about some NFL stuff. Actually, we're going to start getting into our fantasy football. I'm going to find out the top quarterbacks for fantasy football, and every week I'm going to take a different position. We'll start with quarterback, running back, wide receivers. We'll go into some defenses, and we'll do all that leading into... We want to get to the end of August because that's when most people do their fantasy football once preseason ends. Most people wait till the end of preseason because you want to see who gets hurt. If any players look good or bad in preseason games, then you'll know what to do with that. But yeah, so we'll talk about... next week we'll kick off fantasy football with talking about the top quarterbacks to look at for this year for your picks. And then next week we'll talk some Olympics. We'll go into what games are going to be starting, what's going to be happening there. We'll talk about obviously entertainment news and some more stuff maybe in basketball. Like I said, there really wasn't anything major besides DeMar DeRozan leaving. Oh, actually I do have one more thing that I forgot to mention. It's a trade for Zach LaVine, and honestly, this one a lot of people would be on board with if it would happen. But let's see. Let me go and find that really quick, and we will see if anybody agrees. If you agree, let me know. Okay, so Chicago Bulls receive guard forward Brandon Ingram and forward Andrew Wiggins. Golden State receives guard forward Zach LaVine. New Orleans Pelicans receive center Nikolai Vukovic, guard Gary Payton III, center Kevon Looney, a 2025 first-round pick, lottery protected via Portland Trailblazers, 2028 and 2029 second-round picks via the Chicago Bulls. I like that trade if they could get that done. They did try to trade Golden State before, but they couldn't work out a deal. But with a 3-team deal, I think that could happen. So we'll see what happens there. That would be an awesome trade. I'll see everybody next week. Make sure you enjoy your weekend. I'm going to Westmont tonight, Westmont, Illinois, to watch High Infidelity perform at the Westmont Taste that's going on this weekend. So if you're in the area and you see me out and about, say what's up. I'll be out there. But yeah, until then, I will see everybody next week. I hope everybody has a great weekend. Stay safe out there. Stay healthy. And I love you all a lot. See you next week. Peace.